Welcome back to SEC Now. Spring football tour continues down in Fayetteville. Laura Rutledge said that Marcus Spears is going to talk a little defense, so let's do that right now.
It's spring football, but it feels like a little more here at Donald W. Reynolds Razorback Stadium today. We continue our spring football tour here, and the Razorbacks returning 16 starters. A lot of excitement surrounding this program. Marcus Spears, Laura Rutledge, beautiful day. The wind's blowing through our hair, or at least my hair. I don't know about you, but
yeah, I lost mine in the wind.
Sorry about that. I know you want to talk defense, Marcus,
Yeah.
and watching this practice so far, it seems like the D-line could be a strength for this team.
Yeah, one thing I focused on when I watched them, Laura, was technique. And these guys are playing with their hands. They're playing with a low center of gravity. Jermichael Winston looks good. B. John Jackson, who they're very high on, he looks great. And Tywan Johnson, I think the guys that staple this defense will be up front. The secondary and the linebackers will determine what the record will look like, because I feel if they can make more plays on the back end of this football team, create turnovers, give Brandon Allen short field position, they can be a devastating football team, because offensively we know who they are. And they ended the last year with 2 shutouts of SEC West opponents, and the Texas Bowl, they dominated UT in that. So I think these guys are in for something on defense, especially if these leaders step up.
A few things have changed around on this defense. Brooks Ellis, who's been the middle linebacker for Arkansas, moves to that will linebacker, and Brett Bielema is saying he always felt like Ellis was more of an edge player anyway. Now he gets a chance to show his strength. Here's what Ellis had to say about it.
You know, all that experience that I've had from playing my first 2 years, that's huge. A lot of guys can build off of that, and I think that my leadership as a junior is going to be big for this defense. We have to have people step up and take the leadership role, and I think a lot of guys have stepped into that position. We can't be complacent. We just got to keep rolling off last year. I'm not the most vocal guy, but you know, I can help, and there's a lot of guys on the defense that are vocal, and if we all come together and just help each other and be accountable to each other, then we'll be just like last year.
Marcus, this is a defense that improved 66 places last year to finish 10th overall in the NCAA. What do the linebackers have to do, though? Because you said that everything kind of starts there. What are you looking for from them?
Well, they lost Martrell Spaeth, and he was one of those guys that would stick you. And Brooks Ellis moving out to that weak side, he needs to be a hitter, but also in coverage. And if they play technically sound, and coaches, real good coaches, have a great eye for knowing that guys may need to be in a different position to put themselves in a position for success. So when I think about that move, and when I think about what they were able to do up front last year, it puts them in a great position. Losing Trey Flowers and Darius Fowlon is tough. Those were 2 dominant defensive linemen up front. But I think the guys up front help those linebackers in secondary. The quicker the pass rush, the faster the ball comes out, and reaction time for DBs is usually better. And with these linebackers, fill the gap and make a hit, because these guys are moving the big guys up front out of the area. I think Brooks Ellis is going to thrive in this position. I think these linebackers and this defensive backfield will have a good picture of what's going on based off what these guys do up front.
Well, like you said, we know what this Arkansas team can be offensively. What is the biggest key defensively to make them a more complete product?
Pressure on the quarterback, converting in pass rush, being able to recognize play action pass, being able to convert from a run frame of mind, moving into the pass. It gives everybody a clear picture on the back end. And I heard all the defensive coaches talk about that. We need these guys to be able to convert when it's passing downs. And if they can do that and get pressure on the quarterback, they're going to defend the run well. And they defend the run well by default, because their offensive line is usually the best, or one of the best in the SEC, and they practice against them every week. So they'll be stout against the run. I think they need to progress in kind of converting to that pass rush. If they do that, it's going to be scary.
Well, that's what we have for you here from Fayetteville. So much to be excited about for Arkansas fans as they look toward the 2015 season. And we continue our spring football tour all over the SEC.